So we're gonna move on to the NBA Finals. Surprisingly, the Raptors have a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't see it. Kawhi Leonard, the cyborg, has been awesome. Klay Thompson has been limited. Steph Curry's been playing at the MVP level. So what do you guys think about this NBA Finals? What is it showing you?
Well, just overall, this NBA playoffs has been by far the best playoffs in years.
Sans LeBron.
And going into the finals, I don't have a dog in the fight. No matter who wins or whatnot, I would have been cool either way. If this is how Toronto goes out, this is how Golden State goes out, this is how they go out. And by Toronto winning the finals, if they do go ahead and win the finals, I think this will strengthen the argument that the East isn't as weak as everyone has made it out to be. Because LeBron has held the East down for, 10 years?
Yeah.
The 1 year he leaves, as soon as he leaves, the East gets the title.
Right.
So obviously the East isn't that weak.
Hear that, LeBron sexuals? All you got to do is leave and the East is back, son.
Man, hey, dude, you're pissing up, man.
But getting back to my frustration more so are with the fans, the basketball fans. Because this playoffs, we haven't seen any Toronto fans. We have seen Clippers. we've seen Clipper, Trailblazer, Rocket, and now Raptor fans all looped into the same group of 10 because they hate Golden State that much. And
they think there's a right way.
Now, do they hate Golden State? Do they hate Kevin Durant?
They hate Curry too.
But now they hated Golden State.
Charlotte people hate Curry?
They hated Golden State before Durant got there, and Durant just made it even worse.
Who are we talking about specifically? Because we are a Charlotte-based group here. Are we talking about Charlotte people?
No. Like in general, LeBron sexuals hate Steph Curry. They do.
And everything Golden State.
They hate anything that challenges LeBron's legacy. Let's be real.
But see, and I think the problem is, I think a lot of people are missing out on something great, simply because of their hate and their disdain for Durant and Curry.
And they hate Donkey too.
I am going to agree with you on that front because for me, going back to a fan discussion, I hate, y'all know how much I hate people who hop on bandwagons. It is the bane of my existence when I see people hopping on winning teams just because they win it. And I usually go for the underdog. Yeah. With that being said, I totally get where you're coming from with your opinion. We are missing something that is truly golden right now. Yeah. We're missing something. We're like the Mighty Warriors dynasty is about to end probably tomorrow night. We don't know. We'll see how that goes. But just to kind of speak to your point about these playoffs in general, like we're seeing parity for once. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that you don't have to have a super team to win. We are seeing some beautiful things when it comes to NBA basketball. To your point, fans are missing out on that stuff. LeBron fans are clowns. I'm sorry. I don't even have time for them. I don't have time for LeBron fans who want to cry and post memes every day about how LeBron's not in the playoffs. Because, again, man, if you are a basketball fan, this is, to me, I hope it sets a precedence for what we see in the future of the NBA. Yeah. You don't have to have a super team. If you are smart with the way you manage your team, you can beat the Toronto Raptors. That gives us hope as Hornets fans. You know what I mean? So I love it, man.
Now let me ask you this. Take Durant off of Golden State. Do you see the Warriors still as a super team?
No.
I do.
Not at this point, I don't.
I do, because what they're going to do this offseason is Iggy showed his age. Livingston, somebody said Livingston retired and he didn't tell them yet.
I think the same for Iguodala.
But here's the deal, though, and my bad for cutting you guys off. In Game 4, Livingston actually looked pretty good, and I think
first time in the playoffs.
I think what's happening is the team it's showing how much of a team they truly are. When you have all your parts, and granted, KD still isn't playing, but when you have all your parts and you know your role, you're able to function within that role pretty good.
But with that being said, man, Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala are gone. And the thing is, what they're also showing is you can't rely on them or expect them to have the kind of game Sean Livingston did, you can't expect it all the time, man. They're 35 years old.
Yeah.
Let's say that again, man. 35. You hear what I'm saying? It's time. It's time for the Golden State Warriors to retool after this. Who knows what their plans are in the offseason. You want to talk about salary straps? They are way beyond luxury tax.
But I'm pretty sure they have mid-level exceptions and everything like that.
Yeah.
Quick fact from your producer.
Hey, how's it going, man?
The 2012-2013 Toronto Raptors had the same record as the 2012-2013 Philadelphia 76ers, which was the year they began their tank.
Right.
One team tanked.
One team
got
didn't.
7 first-round picks. One team did not, and is about to win their first NBA championship.
And here's the deal: even though the 76ers have kind of built their team through the draft, granted they tanked.
Right.
The fan base, the fans in general, universally loves them as opposed to hating the Warriors.
Right.
When essentially they build their teams the same way.
The same way, right.
So, and I just find that very ironic. You know?
Right, and it's again, man, that's a part of the beauty of this entire playoffs and these finals, man. It's just like,
hey, shout out to Kaiser, man. That's
yeah,
a nice
that was a very gold nugget right there.
Posting that in the few groups. That was dope.
Because we know how much we fight with, man. Y'all just need to tank, man. Y'all just need to blow it up.
Tank is going to solve all your problems.
Tank is going to solve all your problems, man. This whole playoffs is proving that it really doesn't actually. So
smart building.
But I want to talk about the actual finals and what I see, because this is something I've been thinking about, man. There is somebody I want to give credit to that nobody, not even national media, I think, is not giving enough credit to. Nick Nurse. There are two things the Toronto Raptors need to do. The first one is pretty obvious. Try to re-sign Kawhi, however you see fit. The very second thing they need to do is extend Nick Nurse. That dude is showing he is a hell of a coach, and I don't understand how nobody's seeing this.
Those adjustments he's making.
The adjustments he's making is crazy. Dude, they held the Warriors under 100 points. That is not an easy task. I feel like Nick Nurse has figured something out that the rest of the league has not figured out against the Raptors. Granted, I want to make it clear, I think the Warriors, their age and their injuries, I think that has mattered. I think it is significant in this series. But on the flip side, I also believe that Nick Nurse has figured something out, and it is a bad matchup for the Warriors at these points.
And here's something I saw that has made me change my entire perception on these playoffs. I fully believe that if Clay played in Game 3, I think the Warriors are up 3-1 right now, and him missing Game 3, I think he'll do a big kink in their plans. And Kevin Looney, who was initially out for the remainder of the postseason, came back and played Game 4.
Got a second opinion
and came back.
Yeah.
And that's but when Kawhi, when San Antonio played the Warriors in the finals a few years back, they were actually winning the game until Kawhi got hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Warriors went on to win. I think it was like 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
It was like 4-1.
Right.
So when you throw that nugget in, because like San Antonio was looking damn good.
Right.
So when you throw that nugget in there, you know, maybe this isn't just some fluke of the luck for the Raptors. Right. Maybe Kawhi, there's just something about Kawhi that the Warriors just can't handle.
Kawhi is the dynasty killer.
Yeah.
He killed the Warriors.
Killed the Miami Heat.
He killed the Heat. And he killed the Spurs too.
But speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. Kawhi is Kawhi. Kawhi is doing this thing. Game 3 in particular, I think that game showed it's not just Kawhi.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. Siakam and Serge Ibaka, that last game,
Ooh,
they did some serious damage to the Warriors in the fourth quarter. Kawhi, let's give credit what credit is due, man. What was it? I scored like maybe 18, 19 points third quarter last game. But Siakam and Ibaka were huge, man.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors couldn't do anything with those guys. And I'm sorry to say it, man, Boogie Cousins doesn't need to be out there.
No.
Yeah,
We saw a game early this season where Cody Zeller ate Boogie Cousins
30
alive.
points. 30 points. Yeah.
Nick Nurse figured out, let's put Boogie Cousins in these pick and roll situations and let's eat all we want to.
Now you mentioned Kawhi being a dynasty killer. There's another player who, if Toronto wins this game, who will actually be on both of these dynasty killing teams as well. and his name is Danny Green.
Danny Green.
And I don't think because Danny Green.
Tar Heels.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up, but I appreciate that.
John jumped ahead of you.
But I saw something the other day that I think is like a minimum of like 53 pointers. He's the only player in NBA history to shoot 50% behind the three in the NBA Finals.
Right.
Wow. And he's actually been he went cold. I think game 2 he actually went cold. So I think that's another one who should be getting credit. And again, the Raptors winning is hope for the small markets, because it's showing that you can go build a team. You don't need to get a bunch of first and second and third overall picks, and you can actually compete.
And specifically, it shows if you pick the right guy wherever you pick at. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, or 14. If you pick the right guy wherever you pick at, it opens the door for you to build your team the right way.
Yeah.
What I'm specifically pointing to is when the Raptors, they chose DeMar DeRozan at like 11, 10, something like that, okay?
Yeah.
To make it simple, make a long story short, they don't get Kawhi without DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan was that chip that brought Kawhi to Toronto.
Sacrificial lamb.
But it is what it is.
I low-key feel bad for DeRozan. He gave a lot. He gave a lot.
And he loved that organization. He loved being in Toronto.
He wasn't a headache he bled and sweat for that team.
He just disappeared during the playoffs. You know what I mean?
But that's the business of the NBA, man.
Yeah. And then we're gonna wrap this up. I want to give a shout out to Masai Ujiri as well.
Yeah, no,
the architect over all this took the necessary risk. Got the young pieces in Siakam and the diamonds in the rough out there going out scouting and made the smart trades and picking up Gasol.
That's it, man.
All you need in the front office is a smart guy. That's all you need. All right, we're going to